Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. Just come back from work because I'm working back in the office again, which I'm so happy about. How people can choose to work from home is absolutely fucking beyond me. But yeah, the downside is I've got to get off my fat arse and walk to and from work, and it's absolutely pissing down today because we've got that storm, whatever it is this time round. So, going to shoot a beer review, have a soak in the bath, just chill, relax. And I thought beforehand I'd shoot a beer review. And this is yet another beer that was kindly given to me by the legend, the selfless, the heroic Adam, aka Mersey Beers. And I feel a bit shit, YouTube. Because the last two hot drops he's done, I picked some stuff up from House of Trembling Madness, and the timing's been terrible on my end because I didn't want to just leave it in the bin cupboard because we've been having warm then cold, and I didn't want it to fuck up the beer. So he's delivered two packages. One of them I've paid for because he did a bit of an order from Chapter Brewing. But yeah, so he's gone back empty-handed on two occasions, but his beers are still in the fridge. But yeah, massive thank you to Adam for this, always helping me out. And yeah, looking forward to our trip in Birmingham. I was supposed to say trip in September, going to Birmingham with a few of the others. I think even Rory, I think Greg Bullman might be there as well. I can't remember who's like finalised, but I think even good old Rory's going to be there, so it's going to be a nice little knees up, and the perfect antidote to what's been quite a shitty year, to be honest. But I've got nothing to complain about. Got a roof over my head, clothes on my back, food in my belly, beer in my liver, and you know, a job. So yeah, you can't complain that much, can you really? Anyway, so today we're going over to BrewDog and we're having a look at a can of the Double Punk. This one I've actually been wanting to try for a while since it got released, and I've heard good things about it, to be honest. 8.2% ABV, the beer that started it all amplified. And yeah, this was one of those surprise beers that were included in the box just to bulk it up a little bit, and because Adam's a very generous chap, so his links, as always, are down below. So yeah, BrewDog been in the news recently because they're now are they like a minus carbon brewery? So they're producing like no carbon at all or something like that, or even like, I don't know. It's quite revolutionary. BrewDog's steps forward. But then again, when you you look at the net worth of James Watt, fuck me sideways, and all of that stems from brewing a beer in your garage. And now, it's, I'm not going to be one of those people, it's not punk anymore, they're not really punk, it's just someone, local boy did good. I mean, I think he came from a slightly wealthy background, but it doesn't matter. Bars all over the world, breweries, the big expansion at the main brewery. So, I know their PR can be a little bit tiresome at times, but I think that's the point, really. And yes, my hair is awful because the rain's just destroyed it. So, you know what? I've always got time for BrewDog. Whenever in Manchester, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to BrewDog just to see what's on the tap list, and especially the guest beers. And Elvis Juice, still a beer that I purchased loads. Picked up a 4-pack of OG Hazy the other night on the weekend as I was coming back from Manchester. It's tasting good, so I'm not one of these people who will like bitch and moan about BrewDog at the end of the day. So, and if I did, I'd be a fucking hypocrite, wouldn't I? Well, I am a hypocrite at the end of the day, but aren't we all? Anyway, beer in the can then, obviously. Yeah, still not 100% sold on BrewDog's artwork. Although then again, I actually, controversial statement, I'm not the biggest fan of like the original artwork. It looked quite cheap, and like, you know, that preset sort of if you've like used Photoshop and you've downloaded, you know, free brushes and stuff, all that like fake splattered paint on it. I actually liked the branding beforehand, before this one, before they went to this, because I don't know, it doesn't appeal to me. But I sort of liked the look of BrewDog stuff prior to the rebrand prior to this rebrand. But yeah, anyway. So beer in the glass then, and yeah, by the way, how fucking awesome is this glass? Chapter Brewing glass. This is why I wanted to do a haul from Chapter, because I just love that artwork. I love the idea of their brewery, based on like literary figures and famous pieces of text and books and literature. But we're not here to talk about Chapter. I've got a few Chapter beers in the cupboard there, off camera. So I'm stocked up again, which is always good. So yeah, look out for those in the future. But yeah, beer in the glass. It looks like you'd expect it to do. Amber, a little bit of clarity to it. I think that's mainly chill haze on there. Just shy of a finger's worth of white head. Looking like a good sort of old school West Coasty double IPA. So let's see what we get on the nose. Ooh. Oh yeah, that takes you back. It's got this sort of like sweet starburst raspberry fruit pastel aroma. I'm getting a hint of lychee in there. There's a very slight hint of like a sweet lemon. It's got a sherbety edge. There's a very subtle resiny character, not too much. A little bit of leafiness, like herbal characters. But it's got a lovely sweet aroma to it. Very nice indeed. So without any further ado, let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks, and cheers, Adam. That's good. That is really good. Straight away. It's not a palate wrecker by any stretch, but you're attacked by bitterness throughout. There's a very resiny flavour to this. Alcohol is masked nicely. There's maybe a tiny bit of a warmth as it goes down. But I find West Coast double IPAs have that a bit more than like a New England style, because you just get so much sweetness and fruity flavours that sort of distract you from the alcohol presence. But this is good. Medium mouthfeel, crisp. It's nice and bold. It is like an amplified, pardon the BrewDog terminology, an amplified version of what I remember Punk IPA used to taste like. Now, I still enjoy Punk IPA. I've had a good run with the Punk IPA cans that I've been buying, because sometimes you will get them, especially individual cans. But won't you? Yeah, you can get individual cans from the supermarkets, because that's where a lot of people will buy BrewDog from. Especially those sort of core range. That's the sort of like I'd say that's the main market. Although you can get some good deals on the BrewDog website at the moment, where you can get like 40 cans or something like that for like less than £1 a can, and then you get free postage as well. So if you just needed a good sort of like surplus to keep you going, or if you've got, you know, a few people coming over, which got to be sensible, don't tell your neighbours or else they'll fucking snitch on you, because you're surrounded by rats. Yeah, I should be pointing that way, not that way. But yeah, big grapefruit character, punchy grapefruit. A little bit of sharp, lemony, bold lime character, I would say. That's good. That is really good. Some of BrewDog's releases over the past like 6 months have been really nice. They really have. And I've had some good stuff on tap as well. Those few occasions I've been able to venture out during these testing times. Which I'm not going to lie, I'm becoming a little bit, I don't know, not suspicious, because I don't think this is all part of a plan. I've never really thought that. I think the sheer incompetence of our government, they're not clever enough. Even to take orders from, higher ups, they're not clever enough. That we don't have clever people in our government, quite frankly. We're full of buffoons and infidels. I know it's the wrong word to use, but buffoons. I just wanted a quote, on paper that'd be really good. We're surrounded by buffoons and infidels. Charles Bukowski. But chapter brewing again. I'm actually a lot more clever when I write compared to actually speaking, by the way. And I'm much more witty and articulate and competent when I'm writing. You just need to look at the shit that I'm posting on Facebook. But I'm a little bit pessimistic of the way we're handling the coronavirus. But then people are going to say, oh, well, you do, if you lost someone, I'd probably still have that same opinion. But I don't know. Again, I'm a hypocrite. I've not been in a situation where I've lost someone. And I feel so bad for people who have. Because it's a horrible thing. But we won't get into it. I'm annoying people already. And feel free to belittle me in the comments. Let's just say, I primarily only wear a mask just so I don't get fucking moaned at by other members of the public who think it's their responsibility to police what we do. That's so fucking annoying when citizens do the oppressive behaviour on their government's behalf. Another fucking juicy line on it. That would be perfect on like a political meme page. Do you know what I mean? That's why I've got like communist style clothing and a beret, so I can take a really sort of powerful photo, have a black background, sort of like fading in around the edges, and then just a quote with Peter Davis 2020. Now, one thing you need to know about me is I will never really make it clear what my sort of like political... Where's this fucking beer review going? I will never really make it clear what my political stance is. I kind of like people not knowing. It's like, that's a bit of a spicy, edgy thing to say, but that's a really overly, inclusive thing to say. A lot of the stuff that I spout politically is purposeful bullshit. So I'll never be on Question Time. Mind you, most people go on Question Time just talk out the fucking arse anyway. Anyway, we're not going to get bogged down in politics because we're surrounded by it. But it's a really good beer. That's what I will say. I'm just a shit poster. I'm a troll. Take any opinion I have, potentially with a pinch of salt. But I'll tell you what, this is well nice. Really is. They've done a really good job. It reminds me of when Jackhammer was a really good beer. That was like one of my, just like Dead Pony Club, which to me is like hoppy piss. It's hoppy, watery piss. The same with Neck Oil from Beavertown. A lot of session IPAs, especially in this sort of like old school IPA style, just like watery, hoppy piss. It's like you've wasted loads of really good hops there. You could have made an actual good beer. But yeah, I used to fucking bum off Dead Pony Club and the likes of Jackhammer when I was really getting into craft. Jackhammer now is just, I don't know, it's just an unsatisfying flavour throughout. And this is what this reminds me of. It reminds me of Jackhammer, or the American IPA sort of rebrand, essentially, that they used to do for Tesco's, which was just Jackhammer, but just in a different label from what I remember. But yeah, this is like old school BrewDog. It really, really is. And it's that West Coast style done pretty good. It goes back to that sort of era when a lot of breweries were influenced by, you know, the likes of Ballast Point and Stone and Six Point and those sorts of breweries who were like bringing over some really good IPAs. A lot of the time you get them and then they weren't really fresh. Shouldn't have said Ballast Point because I know BrewDog fell out with Ballast Point, but you know what I mean. It reminds me of that. That reminds me, I'd love to get hold of Sculpin, especially grapefruit Sculpin. So if anybody knows any UK stockists or importers who sell Ballast Point's Sculpin, let me know, because I think I had a bottle ages ago that Dean from Dean's Beer Reviews got for me. We're talking about 3-4 years ago potentially. That was a really good beer. These old school like American, you know, pioneering craft sort of entities that BrewDog, you know, unashamedly took a lot of influence from. And yeah, this is reminding me of that sort of stuff. Is it the best West Coast double IPA you're going to have? Probably not. But the fact that I believe this is available in supermarkets. Is this a Tesco's beer? I can't remember. I think it is a Tesco's beer because I think Adam went to Tesco's before he dropped the beers off. I didn't see the messages because I was in work. And yeah, for some reason you can't take your mobile phone into work because they're scared you'll take a photo of like people's card details. But you'd get caught taking photo of a screen in work. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit counterintuitive. But yeah, Double Punk, a post-modern classic. United we stand for better beer, fiercely defiant and independent, the beer that started it all, amplified. Yeah, if only they'd revert back to the original punk recipe, then that'd be awesome. So yeah, really, really good. Really, really. If you want to harken back to the glory days of BrewDog, then this is probably potentially the closest you may get. And I know that's a bit of a bold statement, but I really like that. That's really, really nice. So in terms of a rating on this beer, I'm actually going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. That's really damn nice. My go-to BrewDog beer now is the collaboration I did with Cloudwater. Because luckily I've never had a bad can of that. Elvis Juice, I've not forgotten about it. I just never really pick it up, and I used to absolutely shout the praises of that beer to high heaven. What's going on with my hand, I don't know. But yeah, BrewDog, I think they're sort of reining it in slightly, and there's a lot more consistency from their releases now. So yeah, anyway, 19 minutes this video is going to be. This is lovely stuff though. Highly, highly recommended. 8.5 out of 10. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Go check out BrewDog, their website. I think you're better off using their app to buy stuff now. Although I think a lot of their apps are tailored around their bars, so you could do like local pickups of like growler fills and stuff like that. I've not actually been on the BrewDog webshop for quite a while. I'm not sure what their guest beers selection's like nowadays. But yeah, highly, highly recommended. Definitely. And a massive, massive thank you to Adam for sending this over to me. Really appreciated, buddy. And yeah, apologies again. By the time this goes up, you'll have drank those beers and you'll have enjoyed them. But apologies that the last 2 times up to this point of me recording this beer review that you came by to drop beers off, there wasn't anything in the bin cupboard to return the favour. But that's what I love about Adam. It's not about that. He's just a really fucking awesome guy, and I can't wait until we but by the time you've seen this, we've probably already been and come back on our little trip, our little meetup. So yeah, can't wait for that. Looking forward to it. And yeah, Adam's provided me with some really interesting sounding beers, so you'll be hearing his name a lot on the channel over the next couple of months, I'm sure of it. Anyway, waffled on for way too long. It's gone past the 19-minute point. Who the fuck cares? You'll watch it anyway, because I don't know why you will, but I do appreciate it, each and every one of you, even though I've reverted back to my old self and not responding to comments. Coffee and comments coming up, even though Harry stole that from me. Fucking bastard. Anyway, cheers for watching. You all take care. I've got quite a few BrewDog reviews on the channel, so just type in Clueless Drinker BrewDog. There will be a playlist, but the last like 5 or so beers I reviewed aren't in that playlist because I've not actually really worked out an efficient way to add beers to a playlist, because YouTube's system of adding videos to playlists is so fucking stupid and asinine since their latest upload. But I don't pay for this service, so I'm not going to complain. Anyway, thanks for watching. You all take care. And yeah, I'm hopping in a bath, so I'll leave you with that mental image. See you guys later. Did I close both of my eyes when I blinked then?